Viewer discretion is advised while watching this program. The thoughts and views expressed are solely those of the two hosts. Brother. I'm at some fat burgers. I'm eating. I know I'm not supposed to eat, but I just made them on the flat iron grill for show research.
Aren't you supposed to eat?
Because it's not like good podcast etiquette for me to be having a big, fat, juicy burger at the beginning of the podcast. I can't even wear I had a special shirt I'm going to wear, but this thing's so fucking greasy, so sloppy, just the way I like it. Chris's way. You know, like when you go to Jersey Mike's and you get a Mike's way, this is Chris's way. This shit's everywhere. Just grease, juicy, greasy burger. And to cap it off, I coated the shit out of the griddle. So we're just getting better. We're getting better. Every day we're getting better on that griddle.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, well, okay, you gotta eat. What I found at Whole Foods.
I'm having a squirt with my burger. I don't know why a squirt, because that's like the only thing I had, but squirt's good.
Yeah. At Whole Foods, I couldn't pass it up, but so I've never had this Russian River. You've had this?
Never even seen that Russian River.
Yeah, it's like the new one that they're sending to stores. Besides, they're sending.
Besides the pig and the Pliny.
Yeah, they were sending Happy Hops. Now they're sending this shit. It says it's Tribute Series IPA Crosby hops, hop growers. What do we got? Bottled on 10/18.
Jesus Christ, 10/18?
Yeah.
It's 10/14 today.
I know, pretty fresh. Wait. Oh, it says 8/27/24, and then there's a 10.18 after. So whatever. It's a month old.
Hey, so comment down below if just sometimes you just got to have a greasy fat burger and it just hit the spot. Like it just hit the spot.
I was thinking about it like
early. I'm gonna get it out of the way early in the show.
My favorite food's probably my favorite meal's probably a fucking burger. Like I can't. Like sometimes I'm like pizza's good and all, but like if I had to choose anything, like it's my birthday dinner, or last meal, or whatever.
Put that up to the camera, pal. That had some good head and some good coloring in it.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the lacing. Wow. That's impressive.
Bubbly. It looks like a fancy champagne kind of. But do
a taste test and give us a review.
Okay.
What's that aroma? What aroma are you getting?
I mean,
essence of hop, citrus?
Yeah. It's the hops for sure. It smells like, to me, it smells like very Pliny-ish, like very those I don't know what kind of, they use Crosby hops. I don't know what Crosby are compared to like Citra and all those, but you know, it's like the Pliny, you smell it, it's like a clean, like sometimes I'll smell like a Sierra Nevada or something, and it's like there's something like not dirty, but like it smells like too rich. It smells rich. This smells like fresh, like very fresh, and like I don't know, like it's gonna be refreshing when I drink it. So
I'm gonna see while he drinks. Hit him low, hit him high, and watch our eagles fly. Fly, eagles, fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. Hey, isn't that such a better beer after an Eagles win?
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
just makes it taste so much better.
Everything's better after an Eagles win. And
Oh man, I thought the coach was
like,
gonna get fired in the middle of the game today.
oh yeah, they were doing that bad.
He was just fucking up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was worried about today because I was on a plane with a bunch of Raiders fans. It's like somebody's gonna like stab somebody somehow with a toothbrush shiv or something.
So no events to report on the flight home.
Nah, no trouble. But yeah, it was it. This, I mean, it was a pretty crazy day yesterday. It was a pretty good day. It was just
I
like,
got your video last night from the Planet Fitness parking lot.
oh yeah, yeah.
Video.
So yeah, I was. You want me to go over my weekend?
That's a freaking lootly.
So it was. And I'm gonna address. We gotta address something Il Taco brought up after this. So hopefully we're not peaking, and hopefully I can fix it later. But we'll talk about that after. So my weekend, I went to. I flew. So I had a flight 6 a.m. from Las Vegas to San Jose. Then they kept switching the flight on me. It's supposed to be 10 a.m. and then they switched it to 6 like a month ago. And I was like, fuck it, I'll keep it. But the problem with that is the show call time wasn't until like 4:30. So I'm like, okay, I'm here at 7:30. I got how many hours to burn? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So in the past I've tried to go to some stores and like go to a lot of like Targets and Walmarts and shit. But like I went to one and I was like, I can't be spending money. And even if I find anything I want, what am I gonna put in my personal item, which is small? I'm gonna smash up a box. If I found you a Warrior, just you wouldn't even be able to. The box would be smashed. So I gave up on that, and I was sitting in a parking lot. I ate at this place called Jim's Country Style Food. It was just like basic diner breakfast, pretty good. They had the best service of all time.
Oh,
That was in Pleasanton. Pleasanton. Have you ever been to Pleasanton?
I was just up in Pleasanton.
Try Jim's Country Style. I think that's what it's called. Is a breakfast place. It's like I just got omelet, hash browns, and toast. It was good. It's basic, $15 plus. I tipped him like 5. I gave him like 25% tip. It was awesome because the service is so good. They're just on the coffee, on the like, gave me the bill while it was like the end of my food, which I like. I like the bill immediately. Like as soon as the food comes, give me the bill because maybe I want to get the fuck out of there. So I don't know. Gave me a to-go coffee. I always get a to-go coffee too. Once I order coffee, I'm like, can I get a to-go cup? It's great. So then it's like probably 10 a.m. by that time. Oh, my rental car. We talk about the rental car. So when I go there, when I fly to San Jose, San Ramon's like 35-minute drive from San Jose airport, but that's the closest airport. So I'm not, ideally, I don't get an Uber because that's far as fuck. And then it's like, it's going to end up costing a lot. I had all these points from my previous jobs saved up for Enterprise. So I got a free rental car for the day. And when I got there early, they took me to the cars and they're like, do you want a RAV4 or a Jeep Sahara? And I was like, I've had a RAV4 before. I'll try the Jeep. It was this fucking bright red Jeep. I'll put a picture of a similar one or me sitting in it, but I didn't get a good picture of me in it, but just me doing like holding the thing out and you could see red. But I got that Jeep. It was cool. It's not like the best for bigger people. Like the seat only goes back so far, but probably bigger than a RAV4 overall. It's kind of fun. And then I was sitting around a Target parking lot figuring out what to do. I was like, fuck it, I'll go to a movie. So I went and saw the Beetlejuice. And have you seen that yet?
I did. I saw it on Thursday. Almost had a great showing. Two other customers were in there with me.
Yeah, I went to this weird theater called the Lot in San Ramon. San Ramon's like a well-off place, I guess. It's like kind of a little secluded and like doesn't seem like there's a lot of like smash and grabs like Oakland and San Francisco. It seems like, I don't know, more like a Santa Barbara type place or whatever, where there's not trouble, but rich people live there. they had this outdoor mall that was like crazy. All the stores were like the least expensive store was the Nike store. That's what it seemed like. There's a lot of rich people walking around. You could just tell they're rich. They're probably looking at me like a scumbag with my Masters of the Universe shirt. Um, but so then I went to this Beetlejuice. I went in thinking like I don't like Tim Burton movies anymore. He kind of everything I see of his is like it's like too fucking wacky and stupid. But like Beetlejuice is supposed to be like that, so I thought this is really like pretty good sequel. It was solid, hit all the notes and had all the. I didn't really understand. You know that how the dad in Beetlejuice was like he got busted for child porn, and so he couldn't be in the movie, but they still used his likeness, which I was kind of like I get it, like you want to make the movie like be true to the original, but like do you have to use this dude's image? He's getting money off that for sure. It's kind of fucked up, I think. I don't know. It was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it was.
Is
But
I get it. Like they like these fucking artists in Hollywood, they're all probably somewhat pedophiles. I don't know. There's a lot of them that they're like, well, the art's more important than like this or that. You can't let it ruin it. But it's also like you could have just said it in the beginning. It didn't have to be a whole plot point that she's trying to like tribute to, or you could have not shown his face. You could have just said the character's name and not shown his face. I like the claymation and all that or whatever they
yeah,
did.
that's cool.
It's cool though. But then yeah, good overall. And then after that I had a match. We were first on the card and I love being the first. So you just get it over with and you're done, and then you just fuck around and ate some Costco pizza. They brought Costco pizza. They like I was telling you in the fucking wrestling weekly segment I was doing. They actually, this is like the one place you go and they actually have some fucking craft services. They have water for the boys, you know, like there's a bathroom right near where you're wrestling. You know, it's very easy access. I had Costco pizza, and then I went and got there's a 24-hour Safeway. Have you been to a Safeway?
I have. I have in Colorado. It's very similar to a Vaughn's.
Yeah, but this one was nice as fuck. Like they had like they put the I don't know if you guys do this now, but they put the liquor in the center of the store, in the center aisle. And so like I'm guessing it's because the smash and grabs are like stealing shit. You're near the exit, so why like you could just run out, put it in the center so you got more time to like dissuade these criminals. And everything's locked up. They had some classy shit though. They had a whole walk-in wine center, like little cellar in the center of everything. It was pretty nice. I got a couple of Hook IPAs, and then I went and sat in the Planet Fitness parking lot and drank those. And then I went and took a shower at Planet Fitness, and then slept in the Jeep. But it was one of those sleeps where you're like, I'm waking up every 20 minutes looking around because I'm like in a Jeep in a parking lot. So it was a little weird. And then at like 4 a.m., I went and got gas, got on the plane, slept on the plane for an hour with stinky Raiders fans. And then that was it. But I'm fucked up. Like, I don't know if it's the jet lag, the lack of sleep, the travel, whatever. But I was going to go to Costco today and I forgot my rebate that's worth $80, and that was the whole reason I was going. So I just went to Whole Foods, spent $100, and then but luckily they had this stuff, so it was all worth it.
That might have made it worth the while.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as my match, just give you a quick preview. I'm basically going to be the next huge indie star because I got a new part of my gimmick. So I'm going to reveal it to these 20 fans that we have. But so basically, here's my idea. Have you ever seen Drunken Master? Jackie Chan movie?
I have not.
Okay, you should watch Drunken Master, the original one. There's a Legend of Drunken Master that's newer after Jackie Chan was super popular. The original is really good. There's dubs and like you don't have to watch with subtitles. You can watch with the dub. But it's basically like Jackie Chan's trying to learn kung fu in ancient China, and then there's this master. I forget exactly how it goes, but I think it's basically like he's learning from this old guy, or he meets this old guy who, what's that?
Just throwing up the X.
I was worried you were injured or something.
No. Oh, no. Sometimes you just got to throw up the X.
Oh, I like it.
Keep going. So Jackie
So
Chan is training for.
So Drunken Masters, he's training to be a kung fu master, and then he learns this special kung fu. I forget what it's called exactly, but he learns from this guy, and as the guy drinks, he gets loose and like starts like fucking people up, like they're running at him, he's dodging shit and whatever. Because he's drunk, he's just like, but he looks like he's gonna stumble and fall over, but then he does, like, he hits the guy and whatever. So it's a really good movie. And so my idea was that I have a flask. I'll get it later or one of these episodes, but it says holy water on it. So now I carried my Bible out, and then I pulled the holy water out, and then so there's two aspects to this. One, I'm gonna drink it and then mist people, and then I'll probably do a thing where like I have water, you could see it's water going into my mouth, but then I'll have a blood capsule, and then I'm gonna fucking spit out wine, you know?
Turn water into wine.
And then the other thing, which is what I did last night, and it can go either way. It can go for me or my opponent, which I gave it to my opponent last night because he's the face, and I think it's more a face spot. But like, he grabbed my flask and started drinking it like he was gonna spit me. I spit in his face earlier, so he's gonna do it back, but I kicked him, so he swallowed it and is like, "No, you're not supposed to swallow it." But then he gets drunk, and then he starts fucking me up, drunken master style. Like, he's dodging all my hits. He like I let him hip toss me. He's a little guy too, but and then he won the match because he was so drunk, you know. And I'm only there like twice a year, so I'm like, I don't give a shit about winning over there. But it's way more fun there than doing matches here sometimes. Because here, kind of, it's like why aren't I'm here all the time? You can put me on shows and have me beat people, but they fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, that's good gimmick enhancement right there. I like it. You're taking this your character development.
Yeah, and then less bumps. Like, I took 2 bumps the whole match. I think the other guy took 2 bumps, and that was about it. So it's like, fuck bumping. Why does anybody have to bump? You know, wrestling. It's ridiculous. I'm not gonna
for us, the fans.
That's right. And I've sold 2 shirts. So I'm basically indie Stone Cold, and yeah, it's everybody came up. People kept coming up, shaking my hand, saying it was a great match. So and even the owner's wife was like, she's like, that match was awesome. So yeah.
What kind of clientele did you sell the shirts to?
So
upper middle class white males.
So actually, a dude bought my shirt last time I was there, and he was like, I was gonna wear your shirt, but but you weren't on the poster, so I didn't want to wear it and be a weirdo. That guy looks like he's rich. He looks like a guy that, I mean, that area, if you're going to those shows, you're probably from that area, and it's like a rich area. And he looks like a rich guy. Like, they're buying White Claws, and they're like, he has like special glasses and like wearing a vest. Anytime a guy wears a vest over his other like jacket or whatever, seems like a rich guy move to me. You can afford like extra clothing. I don't know. And then this lady came up with her like husband or whatever. Is like a middle-aged Mexican dude. Bought him a shirt, and then this other guy just looked like another. I don't know. It's like, yeah, like middle-aged dudes. So pretty standard.
Did you have to give a cut to the promoter, or did you get 100% of the profits for the shirts?
100%, and then he pays better than anybody has ever paid me. I mean, I think it's a lot. This is another thing I add to my wrestling diaries thing. It is a lot of times your pay is based on your travel. So if you're coming from, like, I'm coming from Vegas, I bet he gives me more coming from Vegas than he does some of the guys that are closer, because he knows, like, oh, that's how much it costs. It costs a lot to go from there, even if you get a cheap flight or whatever. So even if the other guys are like have been around longer, I bet he pays everybody pretty well, or pretty much the same though. I bet he has a good job. He lives in that area, so I don't even know. He probably is doing this just because he loves it, rather than But they're gonna start running Almanac Brewery like consistently. So hopefully the next show I'm on, I can get there and just pound beers after. If you guys are off, come hang out at the brewery. We just get a hotel or something. I don't know.
Oh man, that sounds like a plan. I like that idea.
He said they go wild there too. It's like these shows that I've been doing at this little sports complex are okay, but the breweries are crazy because you can bring kids because it's technically a restaurant, so the kids are going crazy. But then adults that go to a brewery, they're just like, "Oh, there's wrestling. I'll go check that out." And then there's people that came to the show, and then everybody can drink. So it's like, oh, fuck yeah.
So that's like in terms of an independent location, that's one of the better ones, a brewery.
Yeah, because a lot of times, and that's what Billy Blade, I think, finally found out with the midget wrestling. He does mostly bars, and it's like that's like a niche thing. But if you can get any kind of wrestling show on at a bar, crowd goes wild. They're more likely to buy more drinks while watching. They're more likely to spend money once they're drunk. You know, it's a good crowd. They usually will spend money on things, and yeah. Even if you're like a casual person just going to a brewery that day, you're like, oh, I'll spend money to watch this. So, yeah, that's
all in all. It sounds like a successful adventure, a good weekend for you.
Yeah, it was good. It's just, yeah, I was fucked
up. It was a long one, huh?
Yeah, I didn't sleep much Friday or last night, but
last night, yeah.
Go to bed early tonight, and then hopefully work out in the morning. What about and then I'll address this really quick before we go on. So Il Taco did mention, and this is like something I've called other people out for with their podcast. The sound on ours is terrible, apparently. I don't know if you've noticed, but I guess there's like sometimes the frequencies peak out, and there's like, even if it's not loud or weird, there's like certain frequencies that get picked up by our shitty laptop only microphones that come across. I don't watch the whole podcast all the way through most of the time, so I don't see it all the time. There's probably little bits where it's like little noises, or like, it's just these laptop mics that are built in are shitty. So just like with the camera, we got better cameras. We're gonna have to get better mics. So I'm looking around, and then in the meantime, because we're not doing it this week, I'll try and edit the sound in post. But we'll see if I know how to do that, or if I'm able to do that with the shitty iMovie I'm using, which doesn't have as many options as like full Final Cut Pro, which I've done before. But I took sound class in UCSB with what's his name, the Big Lebowski's personal sound man, Sven. So I should be able to figure this out, because I took a whole quarter of classes with a sound guy, professional sound man. So
sweet. So hey, something to look forward to, fans. We're gonna be upgrading the show. We're gonna upgrade the show content, and hopefully we sound better.
If anybody wants to donate, comment, because it is like, if we want like a pretty decent mic, it would be $100 per mic. If we want just like Amazon people say it's pretty good, there are $30 mics, which I'm willing to try because I can afford that. But if we want the good like quality like broadcaster mic that we could use for other shit in the future, but also I kind of just want to get something that's USB. Do you have another USB outlet to put it into?
Nah, I can make it work.
Okay, so because if I might just get like some basic shit that plugs.
What would the other option be if there wasn't a USB port available?
Sometimes they like, you can get a microphone with an XLR connected, like the XLR end, and the XLR end goes into like a sound recording device. So then that's a whole nother thing, because then we got to get a microphone and a sound recording device like a Zoom recorder, and you have to get your own and then send me the audio. It's just too much. So if I can just get you a cheap USB and me a cheap USB plug-in, just we'll record live, and then hopefully it's good enough so we don't get those weird frequencies. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, let me know. Or we could just start a GoFundMe page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe that's a good idea.
All our friends could pitch in.
Yeah. I hate when people do GoFundMe's for like my house burned down, like or like no, my house burned down is one thing, but like when people are like, I'm just trying to go like on this trip, can you like give me like just like stupid shit like your parents aren't gonna pay for it, or like, just like I get mad about that. But this is just like stupid podcast shit. So I don't care. I wouldn't care as much about doing that. We could do that. People really want it. El Taco, he's probably rich. Could donate some or maybe he'll if he's watching, I know he makes music. That's probably why he called it. I mean, he's the only one that ever comments, but also he does music. Like he went to school for some music to make like EDM type music, I think. So once I took the sound class with Jeff Bridges' guy, I'm more conscious of bad sounds now. Which if I watch this, I'd probably be like, oh no, that's terrible. But I never watched the whole thing. So he's probably more conscious of sounds since he took those classes. So maybe he can make us a cool EDM Songbird singing theme or just podcast theme, so we don't have to credit these fucking. We'll get El Taco's music out to the 20 people,
Yeah.
These guys I don't know that I'm just taking their free use shit on YouTube.
Let's give El Taco a plug, man.
Okay, and then I'll let you do your thing, and then at the end maybe we can if we don't freeze again like last week, we can bring up the documentary, because that whole thing, I thought I was recording on my phone. I have a voice recorder on my phone, but it didn't pick up any of the call. And when you were recording, like your thing was still working, we should have just kept talking on there, but I didn't know. I thought my thing could record phone calls. So
it's okay. We're good. Why don't we hit the documentary now?
Oh, okay.
While we're on the wrestling theme.
Yeah. I can get over with my shit, done with my shit, and then I could take a pee break, and then we get into Songbird time.
Absolutely.
So I was on Facebook, and then this dude that's in my documentary that I made a long time ago.
Give it a plug and put it in the
Yeah.
title.
A little preview clip. If I think, yeah. Wait, where are we?
This was made 2740.
Okay, I gotta put notes because I already talked about a bunch of shit and probably need notes, but it's too late.
So this was made before you were a UCSB film graduate.
Yeah, this is at Allen Hancock. I kept taking film classes, and then once I had taken so many, I was like, I could just transfer to UCSB, get a full film degree there, and then say I have a bachelor's and tell people that, so they'll give me better jobs.
Which you do.
Yeah. So then, and it kind of helped. But you know how it helped? The degree helped in the sense that some lady hired me because her friend went to the same school. That was the only reason. And then another person hired me, I think just based on like, oh, you have a 4-year degree type thing. That sounds responsible. It was less about like having a degree in anything. And it was also, nobody asked to see the degree. So anybody out there, you can just scam people. You just say, I went to Harvard, and they're never going to check it. It's just.
So that a point that I like to make to people is it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I think in your last several statements that proves that theory. So even though you do know a lot, you have to have the right network and able to get your foot in the door.
Yeah, every job I've gotten in my whole life has been about who I know. It's never been about knowing any useful skills. It's just to get in, you just got to know somebody. That's all it's always been. But And sometimes you got to pay to know people. Apparently, that's kind of how it is. So anyway, this documentary I made it at Alan Hancock. So what happened was I was doing one of these pro wrestling shows and we were at the Santa Maria Elks Fairgrounds where they do the rodeo or whatever. And it was like a pretty big, it's supposed to be the big show of the year. I mean, the rodeo's huge and we weren't filming the whole rodeo, but it was a pretty good crowd. And then these dudes were doing a death match. This guy JD Horror and Sledge were doing hardcore match or whatever. We were gonna hit each other with a bunch of metal shit and whatever. So I've heard of this happening before, but sometimes dudes will they'll have a beer or some Advil. So then when they get cut open, they'll bleed more and it'll look more crazy than it should be. Then it'll look like you're really dying, even though it's just like your blood's thin, it's coming out, and then the cut will close up and you'll be fine after the match. So these dudes were like, everybody got there like between noon and 2 p.m. and then the show wasn't until I don't know 7. And if we were starting on time 7, probably 7:30 or 8 if it's indie time because everything always starts late usually. So those dudes were drinking and they were drinking all day. They were like not like I don't know, they weren't reining it in too much. And Sledge especially was either drinking extra or just it hit him harder, or he didn't eat, or whatever. So they went out to have their match, and he's just like stumbling around, and it was just like a mess. And the match, like you just have to watch the documentary, see some clips from it, see what happened. People explain it. The documentary itself, I was kind of just learning how to light things and set up a camera. So you see Buddy Royal in it. He's like, I'm shining a light right in his face. Like I'm not like bouncing it off of like an umbrella or anything. So it's just like he's like blinded the whole time. He's talking, but he still gives good information. Well, like usually, like I just didn't know what I was doing. And then, but you'll see other people and like, oh, that looks better because I started to learn what I was doing. And then, so the documentary, this Sledge guy mentioned he'd been 10 years sober on Facebook the other day. And I was like, oh, so the documentary, the incident happened 10 years ago. So maybe we'll tell the 20 people that go watch the documentary. I'll put the link at the end of this video or in the description. We can put that on, and then next week we'll talk about it or take comments and talk about it for if we get any. And then I might watch it again. I watch it once in a while just to see if just for the memories, good old memories of crazy drunk people while I'm drinking usually. So yeah, everybody watch that, and then we'll talk about it next week. And I'll make notes while I'm watching it this time, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this or that, or this guy he was almost in Superbad, or stuff like that.
So guys, make sure to watch the documentary. Guys, gals, team, anybody that hears this, watch the documentary.
And it's got 15,000 views, which is like incredible for me. Like trying not to, like I'm not really trying that hard with all the YouTube stuff, or not trying hard enough. But it I think I mean, I don't know how YouTube monetization works really. It seems like when I was trying to monetize it recently. So what happened was I put in all these classical music songs, and sadly one at the end Sony had a copyright claim to. So I just left it. I was like, I don't know how to fix that. But then I just figured out like a week ago you could cut out a whole song. Like YouTube Studio would just cut out the song for you. So I was like, oh, it's the last part of the movie. It's like the end credits, so I'll just like it'll be silent. Fuck it. So I cut it out, and so now I think it has potential to get monetized, and I get the money if it. But then I thought 15,000 views would get me some money, but apparently it's you have to hit certain criteria on YouTube, like consistent views, and then like consistent subscribers, and then once you hit a certain level, they'll be like, you can get monetized now. So we'll see. Maybe it'll come up now that it's not part of Sony's fucking stranglehold on music. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. So all right.
So everybody out there, you have homework.
Watch the documentary called Traveling Circus documentary in the comments or in the description, and then I'll put an end screen, and it'll be one. I'll make it the only choice for the end screen. You can subscribe, or you can do click on the video for Traveling Circus. All right, that's all I got. I'll leave it up to Songbird to talk now.
A small pee break?
Yeah, I gotta pee really bad. I've been drank a lot of coffee.
All right, everybody, we'll be back.
All right. You can't use full for 45, though. Okay. Back at it. Yeah, if you want to send me some music, or if I'm allowed to take your music off of SoundCloud or something, Il Taco, I'll do that for like interludes. And if you make any EDM, or I don't want to disrespect you, say it's EDM when it's house or something, you know. I don't know the difference. I've never been to one of those. I'm not a Burning Man or anything. But if you want to send music or me to promote your music or not, because I don't know if that's a good, you know, like, who am I going to get this out to? Like, maybe it's, maybe one of the 20 people is like some Korean businessman or Korean, that dude that does all the K-pop stuff that makes superstars. Or David Guetta. David Guetta might be listening to my podcast. I don't really know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll get better audio. Songbird, it just landed. Oh, the Eagles have
Number 11, baby.
New segment.
A.J. Brown. That guy's a beast. Glad he's back. He missed the last 3 games. And go figure, we lost all the games A.J. Brown don't play. A.J. Brown comes back today, and we win. Albeit it was probably the ugliest win in the history of the NFL, but it was a win. It's better than
yeah. You went to Browntown. He took him to Browntown.
Yeah, he did. Look at the stats. We have to look this up. But when A.J. Brown plays for the Eagles, they have such a tremendous record. When he's actually playing, I don't know what the Tennessee Titans were thinking about. You don't just trade A.J. Brown for freaking out-of-code Butterfinger. What are you thinking, Tennessee Titans? Well, I gotta say one thing to the Tennessee Titans. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for AJ Brown.
Shit.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I don't really have much to talk about. I'm going on vacation here in 7 days, going to Cancun, so I'm looking forward to that. And I got to go buy some shorts. I don't usually wear shorts, so that's kind of like a funny story in itself. Because like I don't usually wear shorts because I have little chicken legs that have 44 years of development just to get them to look the way they look. So
yeah, I got that going on too, though. People talk
have you ever seen me wear shorts?
I don't think so. And I was like the other day I was like, oh, I could probably get some free shorts for this person or that person. I was like, I don't think the Songbird wears free shorts or wears shorts at all. Like I don't know. But like
Just in general.
I used to be like that though, and even like I think like oh my legs are getting bigger, but like then I see them like they're still small as fuck. But the key with when you have long legs, I think, is you got to wear short. The shorter the shorts, the better, because then and the higher the socks, the better, because then
You're hiding it.
you hide it. Yeah, it's like dudes in wrestling wearing wrist tape because everybody's wrist is that big. Nobody has like a huge fucking wrist really. It's pretty rare. So you're just like okay, from ankle to calf to mid calf, it's pretty small. So you get a high sock, goes up to like right at your where your calf's big, and then your knee's gonna be like the smallest part of your leg probably besides that. So then you just get like a short ass short because the bulkiest part of your leg is the highest part, you know, or the mid thigh. So yeah, I'd recommend if you're comfortable, especially do high shorts if you can. But I don't know, up to you.
The Songbird doesn't normally wear shorts, but it was like a pretty strong request for me to get some shorts.
Well, yeah,
So,
it's hot over there, right? You're gonna be outdoors all the time.
Apparently, it's like tropical.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You're gonna be sweating if you're not wearing shorts. And then you're gonna be on the beach, right? You're not. You're gonna go in a pool. You need swimming trunks, stuff like that, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'm a songbird. I fly. I don't swim. I might
Yeah,
sink.
but like, oh, fuck the ocean. I'm never going to the ocean again, probably. Besides, like, just standing by it. But yeah, like, there's gonna be all these resort pools and like senoritas, so you got to go out there and hang out.
Man, I'm just looking for a thick senorita, thick one.
You'll find it. I got a good feeling you'll find it.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I saw this good one. I was watching a porn the other day. I just happened to come across porn, and this chick, I looked her up. Man, that's what I'm looking for. Her name's Mariana Martinez. Oh man, put a picture of her. If anybody sees Mariana Martinez,
this is gonna get the views.
If you can find Mariana Martinez, that's what I'm looking for right there.
All
yeah,
right.
She's got
a penis? Is this her?
I can't tell. It's kind of.
This is like somebody that died in 1812.
Look up Mariana Martix, Martix.
I don't know, man. Martix?
Martix. Martix.
Oh, I know who you're talking. Matrix, right?
Not Matrix. Well, maybe put her name and then put like porn or something to distinguish her.
Let's see. Is it this lady? Hard to say. I'll find her.
I think she's from Colombia or Venezuela.
Martix. There it is.
Oh, you found her?
That's her.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard of her before. Yeah, I'll put up a picture.
I need to meet her.
She might be there.
Give her some publicity today. I'm sure she has a fucked up life because she does porn, but Jesus Christ, she's like, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
I'll beg to differ with you, Chris, because from taking a college course on pornography, there are a wide myriad of
myriad
that do porn. it's not just people that are fucked up because their dad left when they're young. It's sometimes it's lifestyle. Sometimes people just like their work, or they have a special talent, or get into it like anybody else. Sex work is work. That's what I learned in porn class.
Comment down below if you'd like to fuck on camera.
Dang, this episode just took a turn, and I think, what if this is our niche? Sometimes I was thinking about it before, and I was like, if we do enough of these, we're gonna find a niche that's gonna hit. We're gonna get a bunch of views, and then we're gonna have to lean into it. Maybe it's porn. I don't know.
Like the Attitude Era, huh? If we throw enough, if we get enough, maybe if we start baking cakes and decorating cakes.
Yeah, we're hitting all the basic food groups here. We're going
stuff that we like. Society doesn't care for. Maybe we need to change.
Doing football, pro wrestling,
fantasy football,
figures, fucking UFC,
stalls.
Just hit them off. Curry goods, beer, fine beer and wine.
Maybe we need to reassess where we're going.
I mean, it's like what hits and what, maybe our sound is just so shitty, and that'll be the turnaround. We haven't really been trying this that hard at all, even when we're trying as hard as we have. So, we'll see what happens.
Anybody out there hears this and is capable of commenting on either their keyboard or their cell phone, if you have a favorite porn star, put the favorite porn star's name in the comment section down below so we can give her a shout out too. So if you have somebody like Mariana Martinez out there,
yeah, Martix,
let's show some love.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, hopefully for porn class I listened to Asa Akira's her audiobook. It was really good. I'd recommend that highly, because I'm not a big reader since I used to read. I mean, I used to read here and there, like wrestling books, whatever. But then college, I was like, I don't have time to read, so I was listening to audiobooks if that was an available option. And yeah, great book on tape. She reads it. She gives you like fucking emphasizes things. When you get the author to read the book, that makes it so much better.
I did finish watching the Vince documentary.
Oh yeah, let's hear about that.
3. Well, I hate to admit this, I fell asleep. Did they talk about Chris Benoit at all? Because I missed the Chris Benoit part. If they talked about him,
I think it was like one of those things where it was like they definitely mentioned it. They talked about it. It wasn't like a whole episode. It was just like, they talked about the steroid trial. They talked about any kind of like big event, Montreal. They talked about it in that sense. Like, it wasn't like a whole focused episode. It was like part of it. And from what I remember, but yeah, they mentioned it, and like he talked about. I don't even know if I can't remember if he meant it. It's like anything we've ever heard, like there wasn't anything new on it. It wasn't like, oh, Vince was like, there wasn't any revelations about it. It was just kind of stating the facts. They were trying to overcome it, blah blah blah.
Did you, after watching that documentary, did you have a newfound respect for Shane McMahon, or do you just think Shane McMahon's a jabroni?
It's just kind of like sad, because it's like Vince. I don't know. It's kind of the same as I always looked at him. It's just sad because like Vince, from like, I mean, they kind of went over it. He grew up in a trailer park with his mom, and then he didn't know his dad till he was like older, or like teenager or whatever. And then he was like trying to impress his dad or like overcome his dad or prove that he's better. That was his whole like the thing in his life. He's like, I'm gonna outdo this guy and I'm gonna like be cutthroat and like whatever. That's kind of what I got from it. And then Shane like grew up like, and then Shane was like trying to do the same thing, but he wasn't as cutthroat because of the way he's raised. He was raised as a rich kid, probably to some degree, and whenever Shane would step up and try and be like, let's buy UFC, let's buy Pride, let's do this. I want to take over. You're your dad's age now when you took over, so like I want to take over. But Vince was just like, I'm never like he's just kind of like egomaniac or whatever it was, and was just, or he didn't trust Shane. Maybe if he thought Shane could actually, maybe he thought Shane was too had shit ideas or whatever. He wouldn't let him take over, but I felt kind of bad for Shane at the end of it. Just like that, the Paul Heyman story, whether it's true or not, where he's like, yeah, you want to do that idea, then take this knife and stab me. And then it's like, okay, like, it's kind of a dick move. Like, you're really gonna, like, if he did stab him, like, would he respect him more? Like, is that what it takes? Like, Vince is a fucking psycho. It's like, what are you gonna do? And he tried to go off and do that. They didn't mention it in the documentary, but he tried to get pay-per-view in China. That was like his venture that didn't work out. And it was like, it just proved again, like, oh, you can't give the company to this guy. He failed doing this thing that was impossible anyway. It was like, I don't know.
But it seems like Shane, he got stepped over by Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah, I think it's probably partly like, maybe Shane's like less like his dad and Stephanie's more like her dad, or I don't know, in some aspects. And then Vince saw that and was like, yeah. And like with Triple H, it's weird though, because he's not part of the family, but he was kind of like the guy that caused Montreal somewhat. And like,
he was in on it.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty big snake from all accounts. Snake, whatever, like, you do what you gotta do or what you think is right. But like, that's what people have said about him, is like, so like, that's kind of like how Vince was though. He's kind of cutthroat in some ways, and like, that's not business, and like, it's how you gotta be. And I don't know if Shane seemed like they didn't say in the documentary either, but he's kind of like more like a party guy and like legendary drinker somewhat, I've heard. Or like, I heard an interview with Chuck Liddell once where he went out drinking with Shane McMahon. He was like, that guy, he's insane, like, not a legendary drinker. To Chuck Liddell, who's like, not that Chuck's a legendary drinker, but like, locally we heard about him like going to the Grad every week and like just being like, just always like partying kind of dude. So I don't know. Yeah. So poor Shane.
So, I think for anybody that's any sort of fan, you owe it to yourself to invest and invest the 6 hours and watch the documentary.
You could do
but
it.
Like we alluded to, it's for the most part for you and I, Patrick, it's stuff that we already knew. It's stories that for the most part we've known and are just being rehashed to the general public on a Netflix platform, more or less.
Yeah, it's really well done, but it's just everything if you're a real fan, have heard before. If you don't watch wrestling, it's really good though.
Right.
Because you're like, what happened there? Who? Like that guy? Like this? What? Why are they on Donahue? What's happening? So yeah, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Eagles did win today, which is good.
Yeah.
They did.
Saquon?
I thought the coach was going to get fired at halftime.
Yeah.
Shaved his head. I don't know what's wrong with our coach, man. I don't know what's his problem.
Is he newer?
He'd been there for 4 years. This is the 4th year. He's acting like it's his first day on the job half the time. I just don't understand his thought process. He was like 4 plays away from winning a Super Bowl 2 years ago, and now he can't even freaking get out of his own way.
That sucks. That's no good at all.
And then obviously the Phillies lost. You know, I still don't to this day don't know why ESPN won't hire me. I've been saying that since August what was going to happen, and nobody was like, no, the Phillies are going to win. They're going to win. Yeah, right. Bullshit. They're going to win.
I
And
think
what happened? The bats went cold. Go fucking figure. Led by legendary fuck up Trae Turner.
I heard about. I'm in this group chat with these guys. I'm not like, we only really talk about wrestling, and then they keep in the group chat mentioning football, and I don't really pay attention, so I'm like, whatever. But I did see the other day that the Mets won or whatever, and I was like, poor Songbird. I better just not mention this for a while. Let him sulk.
So the good thing is we're not going to say the name Trae fucking Turner again in 2024.
Exciting.
We're not going to mention that fucking cocksucker, no good motherfucker. Fucking 2 hits in the last fucking 8 playoff games, no good rat bastard, highest fucking paid guy on the team.
Doesn't deserve it.
Fuck you, Trae Turner. I think that's it. We're not going to mention him anymore in 2024.
Yeah, we don't need to hear about that guy. Hopefully they trade him to the
fucking Chinese league.
Yeah. Make him Mr. Baseball.
Whoa! That's a friendly bottle.
Going for it.
Wow. A live pour, folks. We don't do live pours often.
You gotta for a special edition podcast. When are you going to Mexico? It's next
Monday.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my trip to Lompoc is gonna be see, look, this is a little more a little darker than the last one.
Your trip to Lompoc is gonna be this weekend, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's gonna suck because I'm doing we're doing a big sale at the warehouse I work at, so I think I have to go to work at 6 a.m. and get off at 6 p.m. ish.
6 to 6?
I think so. And then I'm gonna drive to California after, so that's 6 hours right there.
What day is that?
Friday.
So I'm off Sunday. So we're fucking dude. I'm off Sunday.
Okay. So
we could do a live.
Yeah.
All day Sunday, man. We could do the griddle. We could do hash browns or try to do omelets. I don't know how to do any of that shit, but do our own champagne brunch. Get some of the wolf pack.
Let's do it.
Our famous friend, the Ice Agent, might be back shortly.
I could probably get Uber Mom to take us. Maybe she'll want to eat brunch too if she's not at church. I don't know.
Maybe we could do something like that next week.
Bag. Yeah. Because I'm getting there late Friday. Hopefully I just drive straight. I might bring the truck. I might bring yeah. I'm bringing.
Hey, I need 1 second. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab something. Yeah. 1 second. Oh.
I'm just currently trying to watch it.
Daylight coming, they gotta go home. I'm gonna sing my song tonight. I'm coming back on camera right now. I'm back. Okay. So yeah, maybe we could do a live thing. We could do Sunday brunch.
Okay. Sounds good.
So you're coming Friday and going home when? Monday?
Yeah, I took. So
we could range a week from today.
Yeah. I just a side note. This job I have, they give a floating holiday. Do you get a floating holiday at your work?
Yes. One.
Is it like limited to certain days of the year?
Not exactly.
You can't use like on holidays, probably,
No,
right?
no,
That's
no.
how my Chumash was. So when I signed up for this job, they said you have a floating holiday, and I didn't look into it much beyond that. I was like, cool, I'll use it before the end of the year, because if you don't use it before the end of the year, it
Use it or
expires.
lose it.
So then I went to use it because I was like, fuck it, I got to use that floating holiday. I'll use it for the Monday. I'll drive up and just, it's not worth it to drive on a Friday, leave on a Sunday. I need it one extra day at least. So then tried to use it. It said, this floating, your floating holiday is only valid from July 1st to August 31st. I was like, what? And I was like, this got to be a mistake. And the dude that I work with that started before me said, he's like, nah, there's no way. I haven't used mine yet. And I come to find out, because there's like a busy week during the, like, the only reason they give it is because there's this super busy week where you can't get time off. And then they offer this to kind of make up for that, because some people that are on salary or whatever they're on, they have to work all those days. So they're working like 8 days straight or whatever. So they give this floating holiday during this summer time of the year. So you got to use it during that 2-month period. I'm like, shit, I wasted it because I started in August. I'm not gonna ask for a day off like the first month, but I should have apparently, because I lost it, and so did this other guy who worked since July. So whatever.
So that floating holiday is gone.
hmm So I'm already like, maybe I should just book it now for next year, because I don't know what like, I don't want to lose that. That's 8 hours of pay. Like, it's kind of lame.
It's like
whatever.
Yeah, it's a free day.
Yeah, I missed my free day, so luckily I have 12 hours of vacation already from working at that job, so I'm using that. I'm just like, fuck it, whatever. But doing that, so yeah, that was my side
So
note.
even Saturday night after work, I could freaking, well, I want to get all my laundry done. So then Sunday could be our heavy hitter.
Okay.
Yeet.
Yeah, we can all do that, because I think Pat has I think he's taking like 2 weeks off starting soon.
Oh, is that right?
Maybe it might start like that weekend. I'm not really sure though.
And Ram might be back soon.
Who? Oh yeah, maybe.
We could have our Christmas party early.
Oh yeah, we a Halloween party. You got to come dressed up. Halloween brunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should.
Costume party.
Costume party.
Yeet. Hey, did you end up going to see the Terrifier yet?
No, yesterday I was gonna see it, and then I was like, I should probably see Beetlejuice, because my lady likes Terrifier a lot. So
so you could do that
we'll
together.
either see it, or we'll get the streaming or whatever. But yeah, have you seen it?
Not yet.
Somewhere nearby, or I think Regal.
I think it's in Regal. I think I have it under good authority. Me and Lucky Chris are gonna go see it Tuesday. He said he had some kind of a deal where he could get cheap tickets on Tuesday for some reason. He invited me to go see it. I was like, I'll go. Fuck, I ain't doing anything.
Tuesday's the cheap day for most.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, for most movie theaters, because it's like the least.
Hey, so I do have a little bit of a bitch.
Okay.
So I went to watch Beetlejuice on Thursday.
Yeah.
$12.50 to go in. Then if you go to the movies, you gotta get a popcorn. $6.50 for a popcorn. I'm up to $19.
Did you get the special bucket? They probably didn't have it, but they have.
No, I just wanted a small one. I just got a small one. So I'm at $19. Then I went over to the Speedy Liquor, because like if you go to the movies, you gotta sneak a beer in. But I only just wanted one tall can. And these fuckers, if you don't spend enough dollars, you get a freaking a fee. So the tall can of freaking Modelo was $5.25. So I'm up to $24. And I'm like thinking, I had done a little research beforehand. You could sign up for Regal for $20 a month, and you could see unlimited movies.
Yeah, no, that I've thought about that, because the Regal Cinebar with the reclining seats is right across the street at Palace Station. But it's like, every time I'm gonna sign up, I look at it and I'm like, okay, this month there's 2 movies I want to see, and then I'm probably not gonna take the time out to go see. Just it's like any subscription. It's like I subscribe to Peacock for WWE, and then I only really watch the pay-per-views like once a month. So I'm paying 10, or we're paying 10, $15 to watch one show a month, which is, it's good by old school standards, and like same with the movies. Like I get 2 movies and that pays for itself. But then next month I might not see any movies. But I still have the subscription. I'm not going to cancel. So it's like you got to make it a thing. You got to be like every week.
You got to go to the movies.
Every week I'm going to 1 movie, maybe 2 if I can. But then you got to go see bullshit. Like it's you're wasting your time on bullshit movies you wouldn't see in the theaters too, I bet.
But like right now, there's at least 3 movies that I'm probably gonna go see, and I already saw Beetlejuice, and then The Terrifier 3,
Yeah.
and then The Joker. But then I heard mixed reviews on The Joker.
Good, but I mean, you got to make your own. The thing I've learned most in like film class and all this bullshit. Not that I'm better than at watching things than anybody else, but like, it's like this. All these fucking movies they talk about. This is a great movie. This is like historic. This is like you might. It's all opinion. So like you might like Terrifier, and like other gore or cheesy or whatever. They don't get the best reviews from like all the top critics, and they don't get like the best like consensus view. It's just like, what do you like? You know, just like with wrestling or anything. It's like, do you like this thing? Okay, then like go see it for yourself. But I did hear the Joker got raped, which is, it just like makes it weird. I don't know, like what's the point? And like I don't know. It just seems. I've heard
it's completely subjective, but I heard the Joker is a musical.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've been told from 2 different people.
That makes me want to see it more, because like I don't like musicals, but it sounds more interesting than what I've heard so far. I didn't hear that, so
could be. So you've heard mixed reviews on the Joker as well?
Yeah, or like I go on fucking Twitter too much, and I saw some like at the premiere, Joaquin Phoenix stand up, and somebody's like, and he's like talking to Lady Gaga and like shaking her hand and stuff, and he's like, he says something, but you're reading his lips, and then the Twitter comment was like, it looks like he's mouthing this, it's fucking horrible, or like he hadn't seen the movie yet, and like that was the first time he saw it, and he thought it was terrible. But it could just, he might not have said that. It was just he's mouthing something, and some Twitter asshole's like, it looks like he's saying it's terrible because but he's going off of everybody else saying it's terrible.
I think he was sitting next to Trae Turner. That's what he was saying was terrible.
Yeah, that's my guess. Because
instead of Trae Turner, focusing on hitting and playing baseball, he's over there at the Joker premiere because he's a Joker. And yeah, Phoenix was probably talking about him.
Exactly.
It's hard, in my opinion, it's hard to fuck up a movie involving the Joker. That's just me. Okay. How do you fuck up the Joker? The Joker, he's the Joker.
Did you watch the first one?
Yes, I did. Pre-COVID, I went to the movies and I saw the first one.
Yeah, I finally watched it like not that long ago, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. It was a little long.
It was long.
But yeah, and like that's the thing. Like I feel like people are making movies like, I get it. Like you don't want to cut shit, but like maybe shit's too long. Same with wrestling shows too. Like everything. Maybe like shorter is a little better when stuff starts.
Did you see they're going to go back to 2 hours?
Yeah, they already did, didn't they?
I thought when they got to Netflix, that's what they were going to do. I thought.
This week was the first one though.
Oh, is that right? I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I heard they're 2 hours now, and then when they go to Netflix, they can pick any time. They can do 2 hours and 10 minutes. They could do 3 hours and 40 minutes. It's just going to be, because Netflix there's no like live
shows.
The next show's coming on. It's just like it's its own channel,
They're not going to have to start at 8:57, right?
No, it's just like it's on, or like they'll do it live because that's the whole point. But then they can go as long as they want, so they can do an hour and a half show if they want this week, and then next week they could do, oh, we're doing a 3-hour special event, blah blah blah, and it's like they don't have to like they can do it every week. They can change up, and like this week we need it might fuck up. I mean, not fuck up, but it's gonna be more like indie or whatever wrestling where it's like it goes as long as it needs to go. It's not like we're having to hit time cues as hard. It's just like, oh, we planned this, but like, I don't know. It's going to be weird. It's going to change things for sure.
You good?
Yeah. I think so.
Get some rest because you got a busy weekend next weekend.
Yeah. Fucked up.
Rest up.
Yeah, I'll try. I got to eat dinner. I'm going to watch this. I was going to mention this. I was going to watch this AEW pay-per-view. It was on last night. I might watch most of it. And it's Bryan Danielson's retirement from full-time wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, so he was champion. He won the title at Wembley back in August. And then he was wrestling just like he said once he loses the title, he's done full time because he's got kids and whatever. He'll go get he needs a neck surgery, and he said he would come back, he would wrestle forever probably, but full time he's done. So, and his contract's I think with AEW has been expired for a while, but he's been just like, yeah, this is so I don't think he'll ever go back to WWE like anytime soon. Probably eventually he'll make an appearance here or there, but like his full-time career is done with wrestling. So he had a match with John Moxley, Lunatic Fringe, and you don't watch AEW, right? So like Moxley, they were on a team together, and then
the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, and then Moxley was gone for like a couple months, and then he came back, and he like was kind of weird, and then he choked Bryan Danielson out with a plastic bag, and it was kind of like some people freaked out. It was like, eh. So then he challenged for the title last night, and he beat Danielson. So his full-time career is done. Moxley champion, and Moxley's got this weird group where he's like, it's him, Claudio Castagnoli, and then some other people, and he's kind of like turned them all kind of weird, evil, like not white supremacists, but like all there. I heard it's based on this movie that Russell Crowe did about white supremacists. Like the gimmick is kind of based on that, not on the white supremacy part, but just as it's like we gotta cleanse this AEW of this Daniel Bryan bullshit, and like I don't know, just like evil weirdos, like scumbags. So it's kind of it's a good angle so far, and they choked him out with a plastic bag again. So so people were like crying online because they're like, oh, it should have been Bryan Danielson's like big moment to like he's retiring full time, and like people should have come out, and it's like he got choked out with a plastic bag and is just like dying on the canvas, which is like more what. If you're a true wrestler, like that's kind of how you'd want to go out, unless
that's
you're
how
like
you do it.
60. If you're like 65 and you're never gonna wrestle again, like yeah, have all your buddies come out, but that seems more the way to go out, which I commend.
All right, and with that, hopefully we don't choke ourselves out with a plastic bag between now and next week.
Yeah, stay away from plastic, guys.
It's not environmentally safe because the Apostle Bird is all about the environment.
Oh.
Never forget the infamous, legendary green PowerPoint that we did in the 2023 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, send that to me. I'll put clips up.
All right, I could do that. All right, bro. I'll talk to you later. Take care. Have a good night. Chat soon. Peace.
Oh, yeah.
Added to his do a remake. Hey, and the Songbird doesn't always sing either.
Yeah, I was cooking.
Fly, Eagles. Hit 'em low, hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles. I had to do a remake. Do a new version. Just a little one. It's just a little one. Now my vocals, I didn't even warm up my vocals for that one. Now my tonsils might be rolling. You gotta have sore tonsils. Comment down below if when you see sore tonsils. Hashtag sore tonsils. All right. Hashtag sore tonsils. Get your official merch. Hey, I wore my merch to the draft, and it was giving freaking people was wondering if I was like some religious freak because I had my cross on too. I thought it was like,
Oh, no.
yeah, it was great.